So some collapses are loud. Europe's wasn't. It happened quietly, city by city, factory by factory, child by child, until one morning in 2025, the world woke up and realized the old world wasn't a power anymore. It was a postcard. And you can feel it, I can imagine, right? It's that low hum under daily life, that sense that something historic is shifting underneath all of our feet. And it's not just politics or economics, but part of civilization itself. Because here's the part nobody in Brussels, Berlin, or Washington wants to admit. Europe didn't just fall behind. Europe was replaced. And the rise of new powers isn't a forecast. It's already happening. And today's headline isn't Europe is struggling. The real headline is this. The West's second pillar has cracked, and the global order is reorganizing itself without it. Now, when one anchor of the Western world collapses, everything changes. America's security umbrella, China's industrial strategy, the Middle East's energy realignment, Russia's leverage, BRICS expansion, and the very map of global influence. Europe's decline isn't a regional problem. It's a global power vacuum. And here's the twist. Europe didn't collapse from one crisis. It collapsed from 6 failures converging at once, right as the multipolar world was rising. So we're talking energy, industry, demographics, capital, innovation, defense. Each one of those ended up being a fracture. And all together created a structural break. Now, for 70 years, Germany was the industrial heart of Europe. Cars, chemicals, machinery. Germany didn't just build products, it built prosperity. But by 2025, Europe's factory floor looked like an abandoned movie set. When Nord Stream vanished, both literally and strategically, Germany's entire business model evaporated. BASF, the chemical titan that once symbolized European power, moved billions of dollars of production to China's new Western industrial corridor. Why? Well, because in Germany, energy now costs 3 to 4 times more than what it costs in the US or China. Imagine trying to run a steel mill on champagne prices like that. That's Europe in 2025. And the irony is almost somewhat poetic, for lack of a better way of putting it. I mean, Germany shut down nuclear plants in the middle of an energy crisis and reopened coal mines to survive. It's like selling your fire extinguisher to buy candles. This wasn't strategic planning. This was panic management. Europe didn't fall behind, it unplugged itself. But even if Europe had the power, it doesn't have the people. So if we take Italy, Italy's birth rate hit 1.18 this year, a mathematically irreversible decline. And Spain is actually not far behind that. And even France, long the outlier, is shrinking. And by 2050, entire nations will have more retirees than workers itself. So this isn't a social issue. This is a geopolitical extinction. Every empire collapses for one of 2 reasons. One is it runs out of money, or it runs out of people. Europe is running out of both. A pension system without workers is just a time bomb waiting for the calendar. And then comes the innovation problem. Europe once invented the web. Now it can barely regulate it. In the US, 2025 was the year AI infrastructure hit escape velocity. In China, 2025 was the year the state-backed compute clusters in China came online. And in Europe, 2025 was the year Mistral AI, the continent's last great hope, warned publicly that the EU regulation was suffocating it. Now, while the US and China build digital empires, Europe builds rule books. It's like drafting traffic laws before even inventing the car. 7 American firms are now worth more than the stock markets of France, Germany, and Italy combined. Europe didn't lose the tech race. It never left the locker room. And if you want to know the truth about an economy, don't, or at least try not to listen to the politicians. Try to watch where the money actually goes and where it actually flows. Because money is brutally honest, and money has left Europe. 2025 saw the largest outflows in US markets since the 1990s. Even European companies don't want to be European companies anymore. ARM listed in New York. BioNTech trades in New York. Spotify, Birkenstock, all New York. Europe is becoming a financial colony, funding America's innovation while starving its own. It's like planting orchards in your neighbor's yard and wondering why your trees don't grow. Then there's the energy crisis, because energy is power, energy is civilization, energy forms destiny, and in 2025, Europe's grid is more unstable than at any point in 40 years. Wind outputs fluctuate, solar collapses in the winter, storage doesn't exist at scale, and LNG tankers, mostly American, now set the price of survival. Meanwhile, China is building 2 coal plants a week. The Middle East is signing 30-year energy contracts with BRICS states. And Russia has rerouted 2/3 of its exports to Asia. Europe isn't in the energy market. Europe is on the energy menu. You can't run a civilization on hope and good intentions, not when others run theirs on uranium and hydrocarbons. And after all that comes the most uncomfortable truth. For 75 years, Europe outsourced its security to the United States. But by 2025, America is stretched thin. I mean, we're talking South China Sea, Red Sea, Eastern Europe, Persian Gulf, Arctic competition. And Congress is openly debating whether it can keep underwriting Europe's defense umbrella. Europe must now confront a reality it hasn't faced since 1945. Power costs money, and Europe doesn't have enough of either. NATO's 2% spending rule, ignored for decades, is now a cliff edge. Europe can no longer afford its welfare states and rearmament at the same time. The peace dividend is over, and the bill has arrived. So what do you guys think? Do I have this all right? Do I have it all wrong? Put it in the comment section below. I look forward to reading and replying to all of your guys' comments. And thank you guys again so much for watching me here on The Baseline. Okay, cheers everybody.